it started early in my life, a broken relationship with my mother. And I arrived on earth with a broken body, and my mother had a broken heart. And I too had a broken, emotionally broken expectations and dreams. And so all of that added together made for a relationship that neither of us were proud of. My relationship with my mother was just so, it had nothing positive deep down, and just that I'm supposed to be loving this woman, and she gave me life, and yet knowing that there were all these prickers between us, and the shame of my causing a lot of pain in her life. And so as I took Judy's classes, I realized that internal grief and that internal burden, it needed to be dealt with and healed before the subject of weight loss and weight release and weight retention could be dealt with successfully. So through a process of taking the classes and following God's lead, about 3 years ago when my mother became ill in her elderly years, I realized that there was work to be done. And so I went back to the Midwest and spent time with her each time she had surgery, and actually asked her forgiveness and asked her, apologized for not only the things I couldn't control in our relationship, but attitudes, negative attitudes and resentments. And so my mother forgave me, and I forgave her, and it was like unclogging. It was like a rotor-rooter treatment. Forgiveness is our rotor-rooter, and it's the door to reconciliation. And so what happened was my mother and I established a friendship and found out that we were so alike, that our similarities and our hurts had actually been a wedge in our relationship. But discovering how much we had in common, how we reacted the same to experiences, and how we truly were soulmates was such a healing process. Forgiveness means release. And if we can forgive ourselves, if we can forgive another person, if we can forgive God, that we will have an interrelationship with our ability to become the person, the weight that God intended us to be. But it baffled me, because what does my relationship with my mother or my relationship with my children have to do with my weight? So it wasn't an automatic, I get it. I had to go through several one-to-one conversations to see that it was interrelated. God moved my relationship, my prize relationship, a mother-daughter relationship, from the category of guilt to the category of gratitude, realizing during the last few weeks of my mother's life just the thankfulness that I felt that this was a restored relationship. It wasn't a lost relationship. So it was life-changing. I know for me and for my mom, And I'm just so grateful to Thin Within for teaching me a basic principle about life. That so many of the basic principles are brought in. Christ is so relevant to something as ordinary as eating, and teaching the lordship of Jesus Christ, that He wants us to surrender our will, and He wants us to allow Him to be a part of every aspect of our lives.